Indian diaspora also, because the cell phone density, the cell tower density out here is much different than developed countries, for example.
Sure. No, it didn't include India. And see, the Interphone study was actually started, heavens, over 10 years ago. And it had to incorporate really good epidemiologists or really experienced epidemiologists. And there wasn't much connection in India or much worry or anything. One of the problems is the epidemiologists had to get their own funding and this sort of thing. But it wasn't, and I believe that there is some epidemiological studies now going on in India, which hopefully will be published in the next year or so. I've also spoken to scientists and clinicians here and encouraged research into saying, okay, what is the electromagnetic environment in cities like Mumbai, which is very high density? And you know, when we say that the radio and television signals are stronger than base stations, that's based on mostly European and US and Australian data. But we don't know what it's like in India. But we're pretty sure that radio and television is still stronger signals than base stations.
Just to follow up on that, Professor, also regarding the radio and the television sets, are these the earlier generation of sets or the later generation of sets that emit more radiation? Can you throw some more clarity, because the evolution of gadgets have also changed?
No, it's not the set. The set is only a receiver. The radio is only a receiver. You don't get it from the receiver. It's the antenna that transmits into the environment the radio and television signals. So if you're very close to a radio or television antenna, you know, you'll get reasonably high exposures. And so these, because they have one or two antennas, they have to propagate signals into the environment over a very big area. So they have fences around so that you can't get closer. If you got inside that fence, you would exceed the international limits. But because they're very powerful antennas, I mean, some of them are hundreds of kilowatts, and some of them are megawatts. Now, a base station emits 20 watts. So there's a massive difference in power emitted from these things. And so it really depends on how close you are to these base stations or to the radio and television antennas. They're the ones that are producing the emissions.